This is the story of Chacarera del Violin, a famous traditional chacarera from Santiago del Estero in northern Argentina. You can see here where it is on the map in green. This is one of the big classics with lyrics by the Simone brothers and music composed by Javier Zirpolo from Santiago del Estero, and both wrote a lot of traditional folklore. This song is about the story of an old man who kept playing his violin and crying over the legend of La Telecita, a beautiful young local girl who met a tragic end. It's a very powerful and really important story within Argentine folklore from this region. Please see my other video on La Telecita to find out more about that. There are several different types of chacareras, which are distinguished by their form and how long each section is. This Chacarera del Violin is a chacarera sample, meaning each section is 8 bars long. And the reason this is formalized and known is so that the dancers always know what they're doing and they can hear that from the way the melody is played.
Meta!
The violin is a special instrument in Santiago del Estero, and the reason why is Francisco Solano, one of the first missionaries who was there in 1580 to 1600. He was originally born in the Córdoba region of Spain, and he moved to the Americas, initially landing in Lima before going on to Argentina. Apparently, he had a very good ear for languages and learned lots of the local indigenous ones in order to communicate with local populations while he was based in Tucumán. He was also a musician, violinist and lutist, and loved singing. It seems he would regularly burst into song about the Virgin Mary during his services in church, accompanying himself on the lute. He found that playing music would encourage local indigenous people to come and listen to him, as they were very sensitive to music, especially to the violin. He was also believed to be able to communicate with animals, and there are numerous stories of him either saving people from dangerous animals or helping animals in trouble. He spent many years working to protect indigenous people from oppression, and according to several sources, was well loved and has an almost mythical quality to him. He is revered as a saint now. So his violin became the instrument which made an excuse for people to get together between the Europeans and the local population. And apparently that's how the festivities around a violin began. The next recording of this song that you're going to hear is by the group based in Paris called La Tipica Folklorica, which is run by a very talented musician called Alfonso Passin, who plays violin and guitar and sings and the bombo. And he writes really new and interesting arrangements where he's combining ideas from tango music and from folklore. So he uses types of articulation and phrasing from tango, and he also likes to have an orchestra, which is like a tango orchestra, so the same setup. He's fusing tango's harmonic complexity with folklore's rhythmic one. And one of the ways he demonstrates that he's doing something different is that the bandoneon solos, for example, are much more jazzy than traditional folklore, and also sometimes the length of the solos that people have.